Today's Sub You Should Know began its business in 1919. Now just think about it. This is when Woodrow Wilson was president and the average house sold for just under $4,000. Moses Rosendin began Rosendin Electric Motor Works, and at that time the company wired homes and shops. Rosendin Electric grew from only 8 employees in the late 1930s to more than 90 employees by the 1950s. At this time, Rosendin Electric was incorporated as an electrical contractor in the state of California. In December of 1992, Rosendin Electric became this employee-owned company. Yep, that means all of the employees have an actual stake in the company, and technology innovation is a huge part of the company's culture. Today, the company has more than 5,000 employees, and some 60 of them are BIM modelers and coordinators. Here to explain all about it, please welcome Sam Lamonica, the company Vice President and CIO of Rosendin Electric. So Sam, welcome again to the show. We're delighted to have you here today.
Thank you, Peggy.
So Sam, let's talk about the combination of technology and people. Is that really what makes Rosendin so special?
Well, I'll tell you, Peggy, I think what makes Rosendin so special, so unique, is a combination of a couple of things. First and foremost, what makes Rosendin unique is our culture. Not only just the history of the company, but our culture and the people who make up the core of our business. We have an amazing culture. We have a very forward-thinking culture, and most of our people are very engaged in technology. If you think about it, our leadership is at the core of our uniqueness and our ability to be willing to merge with technology and leverage technology to make Rosendin Electric a unique company. All the way to the top, our leadership believes in and embraces us staying on the leading edge of technology. And in fact, our motto on our website is staying ahead of the current. And I think we do that not only in the electrical industry, but in the construction industry and with technology as well. I think it's captured in our vision, which is one of our visions is to hire and retain the best and the brightest in the industry. And we do everything every day. Everything we do every day is focused on making sure that we hire and retain the best and the brightest. And along with that comes the willingness to want to use technology.
So Sam, do you think that's because you're an employee-owned company as an ESOP, that enthusiasm comes out all the way from the top down? Is that what does it?
I think that's part of it, Peggy. It certainly is remarkable to be part of an employee-owned company. You know, Rosendin Electric was established almost 100 years ago in 1919, but we just entered our 25th year as an employee-owned company. In fact, we part of our communications committee, we gave everybody these clever little Rosendin tape measures, which talked about how we measure up as an employee-owned company. But as part of an employee-owned business, everybody has a vested interest in the success of the company, not only from a customer perspective, but a financial perspective and a technological perspective as well. So everybody buys into the business wholeheartedly, and it's been a remarkable journey with Rosendin Electric.
You and I have talked a lot about staying on top of the technology curve. It's not easy. How do you do that? I mean, when you see technology is changing exponentially, how do you keep above that, keep above the curve?
Well, part of it is we have to embrace it. So it starts with my department and the IT department, but it actually goes all the way up to and through the leadership of the business. Our leadership embraces technology, and they like to believe that we're keeping ourselves on the leading edge of technology. If you think about our customer base, many of our customers are high-tech customers, and so we're influenced by our customers and encouraged by our customers to stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of the technological curve as well. And if you also think about most of the locations where we're doing business, like here, our headquarters in Silicon Valley, on the East Coast, and near the Washington, D.C. area. Most of our regional offices are located near technology centers, so it's just kind of in our core.
But subcontractors struggle today, right? When we think about construction, it's not easy being a subcontractor. So you've got to be very creative and innovative to be in business today, right?
Very true. Very true. As you and I have discussed a number of times, sometimes as a subcontractor, we don't always get to pick the technology that we want to use. And that's driven by the general contractors sometimes that are on our work. They will sometimes drive the technology, and sometimes the technology will be driven through the contract or from our owners. And if you think about it, since we do work for most of the high-tech companies, I can't show up at a company that does the major software development up in the Great Northwest with an Apple product per se. So it's a little bit of a challenge to us on a number of different fronts. And add to that the fact that there are so many new emerging technologies in construction that it's difficult for any of us in the construction industry right now to settle on standards.
You're a big believer in collaboration using technologies like BIM. You have a lot of BIM modelers. If you had to look at all of this, Sam, what do you think you got to do to stay competitive in today's technology world? You know, you talk about standards. What do you think you got to do?
Well, I think we need to start at the core and figure out technologically that we can support not only existing technologies, but be able to quickly respond to and leverage the new technologies that are coming out in the business. We are a big BIM shop, and we continue to grow our BIM organization, and we continue to believe in building information modeling to the core. We're seeing a much higher adoption rate with BIM, and we're having a great deal of success with BIM right now. As far as other technologies go, as you know, there's a lot of emerging technologies that are coming to bear in the construction industry. Everything from IoT devices out at the point of construction to virtual reality and augmented reality. And part of a standards effort would have to require us to focus on both ends of the spectrum as we start thinking about how we can collaborate as construction businesses.
Well, Sam, it's great to spend time with you today to talk with someone who cares so much about their employees and technology. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Peggy.
And everyone, there you go. There's the sub you should know. So stick around. We've got more to come.